Hey guys, KRX2 here with another review. This time I'll be reviewing the Solo Stage Namco and option set from Kamen ExAid. This is a premium Bandai exclusive set featuring the legend game forms of ExAid, Brave, and Snipe, as well as some optional display parts. This set includes 3 figures and 9 option parts. And for those of you wondering what's with the 765 in the title, that's because 765, using Japanese wordplay, can be read as Namco or Namco. So, let's get started. First up, we have Kamen ExAid Pac-Action Gamer. So this is ExAid's Pac-Man based form. And for each of the legend game forms, they're modified versions of their existing level 3 forms. So, for Pac-Action Gamer, the original red coloring mostly changes to a yellow. And you can see some slightly different details, such as the kind of bronzish gold on different parts of it. And the biggest detail being the the orangey gold boxing gloves on his fists. This also kind of gives us an idea of what these forms originally looked like, so you can see that for the head is a completely separate piece, a completely different piece than the normal head. The shoulder pads are actually attached to the shoulders, and so they have hinges to them. And the chest plate actually takes the place of the normal one instead of covering up. However, there is one downside to this, which I kind of wish they had done something about, which is that even though these are premium figures, they still have stickers you have to apply yourself. And there are a lot. So for this figure, you've got stickers for the eyes, on chest here and here, one down here, some on the shoulders, the ones on the upper arms, upper legs, and then down here on the ankles, one on the back here, and then one down here. And honestly, it just would have been nice to see these either have all these details painted in or have the stickers pre-applied, so that way there would be less chance of them peeling off. As far as articulation goes, we got ball joint head, the arms go in and out, rotate 360 degrees, single joint elbows, bicep swivel, no wrist swivel, have a bit of a waist joint, or rather no waist joint by the looks of it. Legs go forward and back, in and out, have a thigh swivel, bend the knees, single joint, and ball joint ankles. Secondly, we have Kamen Brave FamiSta Quest Gamer. So here's Brave's FamiSta based form. You see that the color scheme has been changed from yellow to red and white with a bit of blue. For the head, you can see that the visor is now a baseball cap with an N on it. We got the visor here, which is unfortunately done up with stickers, which is kind of why I wish they could have done a bit of a better job on it, just because it's supposed to be a visor covering up eyes underneath. Then you've got the chest plate, which has some detail added, a few stickers here, here, and here. You can see that the boombox on the shoulder has now been kind of changed to a pitching machine, as you can see a couple of baseballs in there. In his left hand, he now has a catcher's mitt, or pitcher's mitt. Basically just a baseball glove in general. Then on the back, see the part that would be what would make the gamer. And you see a sticker going along it too. Here's the articulation, it's pretty much similar. Ball joint head. Though one of the problems with these is that while they can tilt down a little bit, unfortunately because of the way their neck joints are designed, they can't really tilt their heads upwards, which can be a bit tricky for some poses and isn't really the best. Of course, you also have eyes here and here as well, or rather stickers. Then you have the standard stickers, so along here and here, as well as here and here. And for the rest of the articulation, rotate around the arms, move them in and out. Though obviously you're going to get a little bit less articulation out of this shoulder just because you have this piece that's kind of getting in the way of moving the shoulder. And then you still have the same other points of articulation as ExAid. Again, no wrist swivel and no waist joint. But you still have everything else. And last but not least, we have Kamen Snipe, Xevious Shooting Gamer. So here's his Xevious based form, where you can see that the armor has been changed from a lot of orange and tan to a lot of dark blue and white. Starting with the head, you unfortunately see that for the entire visor section is again a sticker, and it doesn't look all that great, especially because you have this section which is supposed to be part of the hairpiece here that is made up with a sticker, and it really doesn't match. And again, it just comes off looking kind of cheap, even if you do have this silver paint here for the mask part. Then you have the chest piece, where the cockpit section has been changed to this new design. You've got some stickers here and on the sides. Got the shoulder pieces, which have a sticker on the front and back of each. Then you get to the major change, or the other major change, which is the wings, which have a different design to it, no longer having the STG mark on it, as well as having these fins jutting out. And so for these, they've got stickers on the front and back. And then for each of the fins, it's got a sticker on it, though for mine, unfortunately, somehow this sticker, while I did apply it, it must have gone lost and just come off. So that is something to be careful about, as to try and make sure you don't lose any stickers that you applied. Have the faceplate back here with the stickers here and here. Then some stickers down here for what would be the head of the Xevious Gamer. Then your standard stickers here, 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 and here. Again, for the articulation, it's pretty standard. Got ball joint. Again, no upwards movement, only downwards. Shoulders go in and out, although the joints are kind of weird because it's hard to actually have them move without popping off the shoulder pieces. And I've tried switching around the shoulder pieces and it doesn't really seem to help much. And you've of course got the swivel, your bends, or your joints. Your bends. Again, no wrist joints, no waist. And forward and back. In and out, swivel, bend, and ball joint. And of course, as shown with the Pro Combat Gamer, seeing as this is made from that Combat Gamer mold, you can take the Gatling gun pieces and have them hold them separately without them being attached to the pieces in the back. And finally, we have the option set, which, as described earlier, contains these optional parts to be used to make displays. And these are the individual riders' different item boxes for obtaining energy items. For ExAid, his item boxes are chocolate blocks. Braves are treasure chests. And Snipes are oil drums. Now for each of them, they have a hole in the back or somewhere on them that you can use to attach to a stand, so that you can have them floating in midair, similar to how they are in the show. Though with the stands that come with the rider figures, they don't hover all that much off the ground, so it might be better to try using something like a Tamashii action stage, which will let you get a bit more height and a bit more range with them. Additionally, for Brave's treasure chests, they also have a little hinge so that you can open up and store something like the Ramune candy that comes with the set. Though unfortunately these aren't big enough to actually store Butsuba soul medals, which actually are the physical versions of energy items. But for those of you who like to create displays and have the means to do so, these are definitely some nice pieces to include. And there we go. So overall, while I'm glad these three were made in the figures, I'm at the same time a little bit disappointed by the quality of them. That's because they really still feel like the standard candy toy figures that someone could just buy in a store in Japan. And like, the real big problem here is that even though these are premium Bandai figures, they still use all these figures you have to apply yourself. Some people that might be part of the appeal, but to me I just don't like it, because what I found is that with pretty much every solo figure I've constructed, or with every solo figure I've put together and applied the stickers to, they always have a tendency to somewhat peel, and that just isn't good. It would have been a lot better if the details were either pre-applied stickers or just painted on. And so I really don't feel like you're quite getting your money's worth out of it. While the joints are pretty well done, and while there is a lot of nice detail, the articulation does leave some, it does leave me wanting in some places, especially the fact that there is no upward movement of the head, as well as no wrist joints or waist joint, even though these figures could very easily have those. As for the option set, they are a nice little bonus, but they're only really useful if you have the space to really create displays with them. Otherwise, they're just kind of extra pieces of plastic. So if you want posable figures of these forms, I would recommend picking up the set, but I would really try to not pay too much for it and really try to get it for less than the original price. Though admittedly I can't remember what that was, but just try not to pay too much for it, because I really don't think it's worth what the original price was. So next time I'll be doing an unboxing of a case of Yokai Metal Treasure 03 packs. So, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like, let me know your thoughts in the comments, and if you're new and would like to see more, please subscribe and hit the bell icon. And for now, this is KRX50, writing off. Also, as a PS, my next review will be on Monday at 7 PM PST, so stay tuned.